So hey guys, welcome to Life on Turkey Lane. How are you tonight? Well, this video is going to be a little bit different than the ones in the past because I'm going to do the taste test tonight before I show you how to make this wonderful sugar-free blueberry jam. The reason I'm doing this is I want to talk a little bit about this jam and why I've made sugar-free jam. So if you are someone who is following a ketogenic diet protocol, or if you are diabetic, low carb, or you're just wanting to cut down on your sugar, this recipe is a good recipe for you. And I'm going to do a taste test of the blueberry jam, this sugar-free blueberry jam, and I want you to see how it turned out so that maybe you'll stick around for the recipe, because I guarantee you, I've already tasted this. I already know what it's like. But I guarantee you, you'll want to stick around for the recipe. If you want something that's super tasty, that's low carb, that's sugar-free, that should not raise your blood sugar very much, if any at all, because this recipe uses allulose as the sweetener, which is about 70% as sweet as sugar. So it's not quite as sweet as sugar, but this still tastes very good. And allulose has been proven not to raise blood sugar. Now the few carbs that are in the blueberries may possibly raise your blood sugar a little bit, but this is still safe for diabetics to eat, and it's very good for if you're on a ketogenic diet. And one really good way to use this is, say, if you're going to make, it's a recipe for people who are following a ketogenic protocol, but it's called cloud bread pancakes or chaffles. You could do it on chaffles, but you could use this as like a syrup base on your pancakes or chaffles. Mix it with some cream cheese and put it on top of your pancakes or chaffles, or mix it into yogurt. Super good. Anyway, I want to show you how this turned out, and then we'll get to the recipe. Got my spoon here, and now I will tell you that I did can this jam. I just wanted to see, because this is a refrigerated recipe, but I did want to see if it would work because these blueberries are boiled for quite a long time. And so I did can it up as if I was going to can regular jam. And out of the 3 jars, one of them did not seal. It had sealed initially, but then for whatever reason, within the hour, the little dot popped back up on it, and I'm not sure why. I've never had that happen on anything I've ever canned before, so it's a mystery. But the other 2 cans did seal. See, I will show you. This is sealed, and this is sealed. And one more thing before we get into the recipe, I will tell you, now this jar that I opened has been refrigerated. These jars, of course, because they're canned, have not been refrigerated. And I will tell you up front that the jam, before it is refrigerated, is a little on the looser side. But that's okay. Don't worry about that. It will gel up and firm up as soon as it gets cold. So anyway, let's do this taste test, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you its consistency. This is the cold jam. So you can see it's very, very firm. It's firm. And I'm just going to taste a little bit here. I've already eaten my supper tonight. But bottoms up, y'all. Oh, I love it. My daughter's favorite flavor is blueberry. And she's going to love this. I've reserved a jar for her, And it's super easy to make. I mean, it don't take long at all. That is so yummy, guys. You really need to try this recipe. So let's get into it. I'll see you in a minute over at the stove. Let's get started here and I'll show you what ingredients we have. Okay, so I have, now these are the blueberries from Dollar Tree. And I had a couple bags left. Now, when I made my blueberry jam for my husband a little over a year ago, he ate all of that and wanted some more. And the blueberries at the grocery store weren't very good at this time of year. They weren't the greatest, and also very expensive. So I've had some Dollar Tree blueberries, and I had some leftover, so that's what we're using today. So you need blueberries, and you can use regular gelatin, or you can use this beef gelatin. I use the beef gelatin because it's got some protein in it, and it's unflavored, as you can see. So you'll need a little bit of gelatin, and like I said, you can use regular if you want to get it from the grocery store. And then I'm going to use allulose as my sweetener, and you really don't have to have a whole lot of sweetener because fruit has some natural sugars in it. So, and the gelatin is a thickening agent. So, and that's basically it. You got, oh, I forgot one thing. Let me grab it. You're going to need a little bit of lemon juice. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to get my blueberries in my saucepan here. And they are going to need to simmer on like a low to medium heat. Let me get a knife here so I can open this package. There we go. They're going to need to simmer. And these have plenty of liquid in them because they have been frozen. So, but we're going to put them on the stove and let them simmer on a low to medium heat until this liquid reduces quite a bit. And we're going to mash our berries down some then. And yeah, we're going to get that going. Okay, so we've got our blueberries up to a boil, and so now what I'm going to do is add the few things to it, and then we're going to let them simmer for about 10 minutes, and then we'll smash the berries. So we're going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, maybe just a little bit more, because I have more than 2 cups of blueberries here, but not much. So, but I will link the recipe in the description box for you. And we're going to add, let me get my measuring cup out here. We're going to add 1/3 a cup of allulose. And the reason I chose allulose versus some of the other sweeteners, I mean, you can use whatever sweetener you like. If you want to use Splenda, you go ahead and use Splenda. I'm going to use allulose because allulose does not have any effect on the blood sugar. Other sweeteners, even though they're not sugar, the other sweeteners will affect me and Kayla's blood glucose levels, whereas, excuse me, whereas the allulose won't. Get that in the pan there. So I'm just going to mix that in, and then I'm going to put about 2½ teaspoons of my gelatin. There's 2. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to mix that in good. And like I said, you can replace that beef gelatin with the regular box gelatin that unflavored that you get from Walmart. It's fine. But I'm gonna let this simmer. That was just the lemon juice jar bottle popping. Let this simmer for about, like I said, 10 minutes or so. I want that gelatin to dissolve in there. And that's going to be our thickening agent. And that's really pretty much all there is to it. And then we're going to jar it up, and I'm going to have enough to, for me, a small jar, and for Kayla, a small jar to take to her house. I haven't mentioned that our daughter, she moved out on us a few months back, and she's really liking living on her own, and we miss her, but I'm still spoiling her and still taking care of her. I always make sure I take her groceries and whatever else she needs and stuff like that, and I think she's going to really enjoy this. So I will be back when the 10 minutes is up, and we'll get this stuff jarred up. Okay guys, so I've got, even though I really didn't have to do this because this jelly is going to be refrigerated or jam, I went ahead and I'm sterilizing a few jars to put it in, as you can see there. And my jam has been simmering for about 10 minutes now, and it's still liquidy, but as it cools down, it will set up more. And so I'm going to go ahead and start ladling this into my jars here. Turn those off. Okay. So I'm just going to pop out a couple jar. And I think well, I don't know if you can see this over here or not. I'll try to get you as close as I can. Okay. And I've got my little canning funnel here, and I've got a small stainless steel ladle. I'm going to turn these off. Try to get it as close as I can to the little pan here. And just like if I was making regular jelly, canning it, I'm going to go ahead and fill my jar up to about the 1/4 inch head space, like you would for jelly here. Okay, now let me get the other jar out here. Whoops. And I don't know how much this is going to give me, so I figured I'd get about 2 jelly jars worth out of here. But I might get a little bit more, so I got a 1/4 pint jar ready over here. Okay, now let me get that 1/4 pint jar out, because I do have a little bit left in there, and we're going to go ahead and jar it up. It's my first time trying this recipe, and I will not know if it's going to set up or anything. Add just a little bit more juice to that one because it was a little shy. And we'll see about putting the rest of it in here. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to know if this is going to gel up or not. I'm only following the recipe that I had. Just throw that in there. Just get all the goodness that we can out of there. Let me go put this in the sink. I'm going to go ahead and wipe my rims with a damp paper towel. It's just to ensure that I've got any stuff off of there. Now these don't have to seal because like I said, it's going to be refrigerated, but I would like for them to be as clean as possible and to seal if possible. This recipe doesn't have any pectin or any real sugar in it. So I'm not sure how it's going to act. I do know the blueberries taste good. The mixture tastes good. So that's a positive there. Go ahead and put a ring on them. I'm going to go ahead and put a ring on, and then I am going to go ahead and invert it. If it doesn't leak, hopefully that doesn't leak out. And this is boiling hot liquid, so yeah, it's hot. You don't want to get it on you for sure. Let me get another ring here. And I'm just going to leave that inverted for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to turn them over. And let's see. Might bring you back tomorrow. I'm sorry, this is kind of a messed up spur of the moment video. I had these blueberries left over, and I decided to look it up and see if I could make some blueberry jam that would make my daughter very super happy. Blueberry is her favorite flavor. And of course, you know, even though she's diabetic, she does love sweets sometimes. And blueberry is one of those things that she likes to have. She likes to have like blueberry jam on. Every once in a while she'll eat like one of those skinny bagels or something like that. And we like to eat our homemade yogurt, so she'll enjoy it on that to flavor that up and to sweeten it up a little bit. And so I'll try to come back tomorrow, and matter of fact, I will come back tomorrow, and we'll take a look at it and see if it stiffened up. We'll even see if the jar is sealed. Test that out. I will leave the recipe that I have in the description box. However, the recipe that I used here is just slightly different because I had more berries, so I added a little more gelatin and a little more allulose. But I don't think that's going to affect it. But like I said, I don't know. This may not gel up like it's supposed to. I don't know how it's going to act. So we'll have to see. All right. I'll see you when it's time to do the taste test. Bye, y'all. Okay, so if you liked that recipe and you want to make it, let me tell you that all of the ingredients that I used came from Dollar Tree and Walmart. You can find the allulose at Walmart, and you can find the beef gelatin at Walmart. Or you can, like I said before, you can use the regular gelatin. So I hope that you'll try this recipe. I know you're going to love it, especially if, like I said, you're following a ketogenic eating style, or you're diabetic, or you're just trying to cut down on your sugar. So anyway, thank you for joining me at Life on Turkey Lane. I really enjoyed making this blueberry jam, and I am certainly, me and Kayla both are certainly going to enjoy eating it. So, but anyway, thank you for being here at Life on Turkey Lane, and come back and see me. Bye, y'all.